Have you ever dreamed of a tool which was capable of performing 4 different do-it-yourself home jobs? We have provided the do-it-yourself home handyman's dream in one product, the Multipurpose Garden Tool plus extension pole. I'm Steve, and I'm going to show you how to set up and use your multi-purpose garden tool in the next 5 minutes. But before I begin, I can't stress enough that you really need to read the instruction manual for all the safety advice, particularly if you haven't used similar tools before. This is an extremely powerful and dangerous machine if you don't know what you're doing. So let me show you. First, you'll need to attach the engine to the main pipe. Loosen the clamp screw and remove the index screw. Insert the main pipe into the main unit as far as it will go and align the positioning hole on the pipe with the index screw. Replace the index screw and tighten the clamp screw. Remove the air cleaner cover by loosening the screw. Connect the end of the throttle cable to the joint on the top of the carburetor. Insert the end knob section into the groove on the head. Check that it moves up and down when you squeeze the trigger. Connect the switch wires between the engine and the main unit. Connect red to red and black to black. Adjusting the throttle cable. Loosen the throttle cable nut at the fan cover like this. Replace the air cleaner cover. Installing the gear case. Loosen the clamp screw and remove the index screw. Push the pipe into the gear case and rotate it by hand to check that the main shaft splines engage the power head and align the positioning hole on the pipe and gear case, then replace the index screw and tighten. Fasten the pipe clamp securely with the clamp screw. Starting the motor. Adding the fuel. You will need to pre-mix petrol, leaded or unleaded, with quality grade oil for air-cooled 2-cycle engines. The ratio should be 25:1. Set the throttle trigger to fast idle. Slide the ignition switch to the start position. Prime the engine by depressing the carburetor primer bulb 4 or 5 times. Move the choker lever down to the open position. Place the unit on the ground. Make sure it's stable. Hold on to the hand grip with your left hand. With your right hand, pull the starter handle slowly until you feel the starter engine engage. Then pull it quickly to start the engine. When it is running, close the engine by moving the choke lever up to the closed position. Now you're ready to cut. To stop the engine, slide the ignition switch to O or stop position. The 4 tools. The 4-in-1 garden tool consists of a blade, a nylon cutter, a pole pruner, and a long reach hedge trimmer. Safety guard. The safety guard should be used with the blade tool and nylon cutter. Use it in this position, down, for the blade tool, and in this position, up, for the nylon cutter. Attach the safety guard to the gear case and fix it with the clamp and bolts. The blade tool. Place the inner holder onto the gear shaft and turn it so that the hole aligns with the groove and the hole on the outer case. Put the blade flush onto the inner holder. Place the outer holder 1 onto the gear shaft with the hollowed face to the blade. Now put the outer holder 2 on top of this and secure it firmly with the left-hand nut. The nylon cutter. Place the inner holder and the outer holder to the gear shaft, aligning the groove and outer casing holes. Screw the attached bolt into the gear shaft and secure it with the spanner. Screw the nylon cutter anti-clockwise onto the stud shaft while holding the inner holder with the L-shaped bar and tightening it manually. Keep the bolts and washers to install the blade. Do not lose them. Pole pruner saw. You can extend the life of your chain considerably by letting it soak in oil overnight before installing it. Remove the sprocket cover nut counterclockwise and then remove the sprocket cover. Place the chain around the chain guard. Match the arrow on the chain with the direction of the arrow on the casing. Fit the chain over the sprocket like so. Ensure the tensioning hole in the guide bar fits over the tensioning pin. While holding in position, replace the sprocket cover. Using finger pressure only, install the sprocket cover nut. To test the tension of the chain, lift the nose of the guide bar while turning the chain tension screw, clockwise to tighten and anti-clockwise to loosen. Pull the chain by hand along the top of the guide bar several times from the engine to the bar's tip. The chain should feel snug but still pull freely. Tighten the sprocket cover nut securely while lifting the tip of the guide bar. You need to keep the chain and guide lubricated. To do this, you need to fill the oil reservoir regularly. A full reservoir lasts around 40 minutes. Although the oil flow is set for medium in the factory, you can adjust this. Do this by turning the oil flow rate adjusting screw. Attaching and removing the tubes. To connect tubes first, make sure a coupler is attached to one end. To do this, loosen the clamp screw and remove the index screw. Wriggle the coupler onto the end of the tube, aligning the hole with the index screw hole. Replace the index screw and tighten the clamp screw. To connect tubes, first loosen the coupler screw. Insert the lower tube into the upper tube as far as it will go. Wriggle it back and forth until it snaps in place with the coupler lock. Retighten the coupler screw. To remove the tube, loosen the coupler screw. Slide the latch protector out of the groove of the latch. Depress the latch, releasing the coupler lock. Separate the tube. Now that should get you on your way. There are a few other tricks you'll need to discover, but it's all there in the manual. You'll be cutting, trimming, slashing and pruning with ease in no time. Stay safe and enjoy.